Let's take it back in time to the New Year's. I gathered with a few fellow furries, and we went about our usual shenanigans. Donuts on the beach, and fireworks, and just taking a moment from all of the darkness of the past year to just relax and have fun being alive. I still don't know how we didn't burn our fursuits with all the fireworks. We also celebrated at home with my sister and Lynn and I. Made a toast to this coming year, and we're blissfully unaware of all of the turbulence and all of the change that was arriving just over the horizon. All of a sudden, my dog of 14 years, Miru, started to lose control of her movements, her energy, her bowels, everything. And she would not eat, she would not drink, she wouldn't really move either. She just laid around all day, all night. It was very hard watching your best friend crumble all of a sudden before your eyes. And after a while, we knew we had to do the right thing. And we found a facility that specialized in after or end of life care. As hard as it was, we wanted to make sure she had the best transition. And just like that, a family member was gone. To say that it snowballed and started a chain event is an understatement. At that time, I had another pet, Mr. Snake. a 2-year-old corn snake male. The sweetest darn thing. But after Miro, I just started to realize that I wasn't even able to take care of myself. I wanted to rehome him, and so I found a good local school that would take good care. And around that time, Miru's urn came, and so we placed it and kind of redecorated the area in her memory. And I had always been curious about van life, but all of this uncertainty kind of made me want to push into trying van life. I ended up not doing enough research and getting a car. I went with a Chevy Express 2008 and learned the hard way that you have to do your research. Shortly after I bought it, 12 miles from home on a 1-lane road, the car broke down. It was just a nightmare. Lynn, my boyfriend at the time, helped me limp mode it all the way home. And it was crazy. Eventually, after several weeks, I realized it was gonna have to be a sunk cost. And so, I pretty much scrapped the car. Pretty much lost all value I had put into it. And at that time, I felt like everything was really crumbling, and I felt like my dreams were pretty much gone of wanting to escape and wanting to leave Houston and try something new. And it was just a point in life where I'd just given up. As if that wasn't enough, this is right around the time that we had our historical winter freeze in Texas. And the roads were frozen. And soon after I had gotten home, we were pretty much locked in because we didn't have the snow plows and stuff to clear the roads, and we lost all power. We lost all water. Thankfully, I had some battery packs and battery-powered fluorescent lights and such that we were able to utilize to kind of light up the night. And there's no end to dumb apps like these face swap apps that Lynn found, where we just did stupid stuff and just passed the time, And so we were able to push through that winter freeze. But let's just say that rekindled my want of leaving Houston. I was ready to retry van life. So I went to CarMax. I did a lot of research. I decided I wanted to go with a Toyota, especially seeing how Chevys and Fords broke down pretty easily from reading forums and researching into them, and I just didn't want to rely my life, on something that I didn't trust, And so I got a 2015 Toyota Sienna, And I went with CarMax because they had their 30-day warranty. After having dealt with that fiasco of that flooded car that I had bought, where I couldn't return it, I wanted to go with something I could return. And so I bought the car, and this is when me and Lynn really started to realize we really needed to talk about our relationship and figure out what is our next step. So we decided that this would probably be a good time to take a trip. And it was hard. It was very hard, and we ultimately decided that it might be best for us to go our separate ways, because even if we would remain friends, we were clearly on different paths at that time. I wanted to leave Houston and leave corporate, of course, and at that time he wanted to stay. We just acknowledged that, yeah, we were in different places in our lives, and as heavy and as hard as it was, we realized that maybe it wasn't the end of the world. We had shared such good moments together, and that fact that we had existed together in that plane was all that mattered. And we decided if it was gonna be the last trip, we were gonna go out with a bang. We decided that we were gonna spend these next few days truly enjoying and being in the moment. There were gorgeous sceneries of Colorado. We visited all the small towns along the way. Just really appreciated them and checked out all of the little shops, and eventually we decided, let's get a hotel. So we got a Hyatt in Sedona. Gorgeous, gorgeous views. It was still cold, so of course we had to have the fireplace on. Yeah. It was a good time. And as we left, down to Phoenix, towards Texas, we realized that the fleeting moments of our lives are out of our control, and really all we can do is just keep going forward, appreciating even the smallest moments that we share together. And Lynn, if you're watching, I just want to say thank you so much for being there for me throughout all of my ups and downs. never faltered. I will never forget the moment in time that we shared together, even if we went our separate ways. So thank you. Once we were back home, it was time to set up the car. I got all of the packages that I felt I needed off of Amazon, like my cot, my battery, and the car started to take shape. Of course, looking back at all of these footages, I can see how naive I was as I was going through these, because man, did the car go through so many iterations. I had to always reset and redo and reshuffle everything because I realized there's just no space. And in the middle of it, to test it out, I took it for a one-night spin all the way to Louisiana, to a small lake. Beautiful, beautiful and gorgeous lake. And so I watched the sunset and came back home after a night's sleep. Took out the instruments that I was gonna bring and just started to really clean the house. And I had to do so much that, that people don't talk about to set up the van, which is you have to clean up your previous place of residence. And it was a lot of donating things and a lot of throwing away things, and it was just a lot of letting go. One of the final things was taking this console out, building a box for it that would fit in between the two seats, and once that was over, the van was ready, and I was finally ready to hit the open roads. Freedom good. It was good to be on that beautiful